Yo, what's shaking, everybody? This is kind of an exciting deal. It is. I'm Jeff Ketchum. This is Orangebloods Texas football on YouTube, and we're joined by DeMarvion Overshown. It isn't necessarily the DeMarvion Overshown show yet, although that may be kind of what we call this thing. But starting now through the month of August, all the way through this season, Orangebloods.com is going to have access to DeMarvion Overshown. We're going to chronicle his entire season. We're going to get to know his story. We're going to get to, I think, get to know DeMarvion on a personal level and learn more about him and what he's about and what all of this is inside of his life in a way that we've never had before. You can follow him on Twitter. We'll put it up here, all the graphics. He is Agent Zero on Twitter. You can follow him at Agent Zero _. DeMarvion, first of all, welcome, dude. This is kind of exciting.
It is. It's definitely an honor to be here. An honor to work with you guys. I'm glad I was one of the guys that y'all picked to work with. And I'm looking forward to the season and to all the post-game interviews, post-practice interviews with you guys.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, you've done this a few times now. Like, we're at a point in your career where the first practice of the year it's got to feel different. What was different about today, it being the first day where you're an older guy versus when you were a young guy? And how do these things change this every year that you go where it's the first day of training camp?
It was definitely a different feeling, having a lot of younger guys looking up to me and me being one of the old heads on the team and just being able to carry guys through practice, lead them, because I know I've been here going on 4 years. So that being my fourth fall camp, helping the young guys get through the day, just leading, being that leader that they can lean on, that they can ask questions to, that because when it get tough, and fall camp will get tough, I can be that guy to say, hey, hang in there, like, you're going to make it. This is only going to better you and better your future. And when you in my position, you're going to see that, hey, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I got through it. And, I became a better football player while we was going through the heat, while we was meeting all day and eating all day. So that's my point of view from being the old head on the team, being a vet, as what they call it, just being able to lead the young cats.
DeMarvion, you're an old head. Do you realize? Like, we've reached the point now. You're the old guy on the team.
I'm the old guy. I walk around all the time, and I see a person younger than me, and I'm calling them young bucks because I'm the old head. I'm the vet. I was talking to one of my coaches today. He's like, man, this fourth fall camp, your body being my age, being the year 4 guy, this going through my fourth fall camp, that body wear and tear.
What does this season mean to you? I think that it's hard to I can't wrap my head around the fact that this is year 4 for you, but you're technically a senior. I mean, we got all these COVID rules, and in theory, you could come back next year if you want to, but you've been gearing your entire life kind of for this big season, to have both the team have a big season, but for you to be able, I think, to put yourself into the NFL spotlight. Like, you were all conference last year and honorable mention. And now I think for you, the goal would be to grow on that and have a bigger season than that. So let us inside your soul a little bit, inside your head. Like, this year for you is what?
This year for me is not only personal, but a big year because of not only the future, but where I stand as a leader on this team. Whether my freshman year when we won the Sugar Bowl or went to me being the defensive MVP my junior year, people are going to remember me by my senior year. So that's what I've kept in my mind since since the end of my junior year, that my senior year is coming up, and no matter what I've done the first 3 years, this 4th year is what the last people are probably going to see of me at Texas. So basically just going out there, giving my all every Saturday, every day at practice, because I never know when the last time I put on the burnt orange.
Seems like you guys got a good vibe going. I know that you and I bumped into each other at an event in Houston earlier this summer. You were with Keandre Coburn, and like, you guys were in a good mood. I remember Keandre that night talking about the vibe in the locker room. Like, you guys just seem like you're in a good place. it seems like the transfers have come in and kind of fit in. And I think that's a credit to the old heads who've not made it an issue, that guys have come in. And describe the vibe for me. Describe what this group of players feels like for you versus, obviously this isn't the first time you've done this.
Yes, sir. When people ask me about it, I definitely tell them that it's a different vibe in the locker room, and you can just feel it. You see young guys, hanging out with old guys, and that really don't happen when you first come in. But it's just like I like to say it's more than a team. I like to call ourselves a family, because it's not groups here and groups here, and I hang out with this person, but I don't hang out with this person. It's more of like everybody together, everybody hang out with everybody. The energy is always up in the locker room. We can laugh, we can play around. Then when it's time for football, everybody know, okay, it's time to lock in. We can pull the brother along without, going at each other. Everybody just leading each other. And that's what I feel the biggest thing I've seen since the new coaching staff came in, since the younger cats came in, transfers, just everybody, nobody feels left out. And that's a huge part when you're going into a season. And with a new coaching staff, just everybody being on the same page, nobody feeling left out, just feeling like one big family.
Tell me about the first practice today. Did you get cramps? It seemed like that was one of the talking points after practice. Sark mentioned that, everybody's got to get hydrated and that it was a little bit of an issue today. How hot was it? It hasn't been the worst summer in Austin of all time. Like, I'm guessing you've had hotter practices, right?
Today, I actually wasn't one of the ones that cramped up, but I did. I felt it. It was a good one, but it actually felt pretty good as practice went along. It started off hot, but as practice went along, came nighttime. We had a bunch of cool breeze, but overall, I felt like it was a pretty good day. Just the last couple of weeks of summer, we have actually been training like 2 a days. Basically, we go in the morning and come in the evening just to get used to the heat. But today being the first day, I think last fall camp, the first day was kind of like that. People haven't really been doing that much since, the last football season. So I feel like today, I kind of expected that to happen. But we all know what we got to do. We got to tomorrow come in better hydrated, take care of our body, because we know what we got tomorrow.
Can you learn anything on the first day of camp? Like, they let us media in to see the first 30, 45 minutes of practice, and you take as many notes as you can. And like at the end of the day, it's shorts and t-shirts. It's not pads. But do you find that after the first practice that there's even a little bit that you can go, okay, did anything stand out, I guess?
Just me personally, we had the linebacker unit. We actually wrote down goals to work on. So pads, no pads. We know to go out there, and we got a goal, and it's in the back of our locker, and we work on those goals every day. So if we in pads or not, I know it's different. When we put pads on, practice is gonna go different. But just going out there and working on something that you can get better on, like and pads, well, without pads, you really can't work on nothing that's contact wise, but you can work on footwork stuff, staying low in the box, your drop depth. So I would definitely say, I'm still learning stuff. Year 4 out there, shirt, short, and helmet, still learning every day. But that's one of the main things you got to do as a athlete. Period. You got to take something to work on every day at practice, no matter the circumstances.
How are you feeling, man? Like, I think we've taken for granted that you're recovering a little bit from an injury. You didn't get a chance to participate in the spring. You feel good?
I do feel good. I was really just happy to be out there. I'm out there throwing myself around like I participated in spring, and like I participated in summer. It felt good being out there. Like I said, the energy was up. Just being around my teammates again, being on the field with my teammates again. Just made me not even think about my shoulder, to be honest. So just going out there, throwing my stuff around again, I felt good, and I'm just happy to be back.
When we talk to you in a few days, you talked about the linebacker goals. Give me an idea of what you want to hear yourself say, let's say in a few days. Like what will it sound like if practice is going really well? What are the things that you think you'll be saying about how you're performing and how this defense is performing just through the first few days of camp?
Just basically getting a full summer and a full spring at the linebacker spot, being able to learn more just mentally. In a couple of days, I want to see, like from film last year, okay, my pad level. Did I stay down, even though we're not in pads? Did I stay in the box, shuffle, don't cross over? My depth and my drops. Was I able taking angles, better angles at ball carriers? Like, was I able to do that without the pads compared to last season? Just things like that, just small things like that.
All right, we're going to eventually find a sponsor for something like this. This may be the last question that I ask you, but just for today, because we're going to talk to you a lot throughout the season.
Oh yeah.
But if we had a little participation trophy and it was the DeMarvion Overshown Attaboy Award for the person today in practice that caught your eye in a positive way, who gets the initial day one DeMarvion Overshown Agent Zero Attaboy Award?
Day one, I'm gonna have to go. Let's see, with my boy Jay Ford. He had one of his best days today at practice today, and we all saw it as a linebacker unit. Coach even mentioned it after practice. He had one of his best days since he's been here, so I would have to go with Jalen Ford.
There you go. My man, it's late. Go get yourself some rest, eat, drink, get some water, hydrate. I know you've got to practice again tomorrow. This has been fun. This is DeMarvion Overshown. This is his show. We are figuring out what we're going to call it. We're going to have fun throughout the season, but he's going to let us into his world. Today was day one. Again, follow him on Twitter at @agent0_. We'll get all of you can see right here on the screen. Follow him on Instagram. Sponsor his videos if you're interested in becoming a sponsor of the DeMarvion Overshown show / training camp update / if you just want to be the sponsor of the Attaboy Award, which we just invented it like 2 minutes ago. We can sell that bad boy. DeMarvion, go get a good night rest of sleep, and we appreciate it, my man. It was fantastic.
It was good talking to you. Thank you.
You bet. We'll talk soon.